Across the globe, sports dominate our modern culture. But in American sports, there are two major things that drive fandom. The first, hometown loyalty to a location which you derive your lifestyle from and you can identify with. And secondly, greatness. To most, greatness is not defined by an objective measure, but a subjective feeling and emotion when you consider a team, a feeling, a player, an era, an aura. Trophies, awards, rings, titles, any objective hardware to be able to deny any naysayers the right to state that a team, a player, or an entire city is not destined to stay at the top in history.
You're listening to Kind of Radio.
Now, the truest greatness in sports fandom comes from a cross-section between the two. When your hometown loyalty gets supported by objective greatness with championships, rings, titles, and all those awards that those naysayers can no longer deny you. And what are you going to become as a sports fan? The most hated, most unloved type of fan, the ones we all dislike, because you're so spoiled, you don't even know what losing is. Welcome to San Francisco and California's Bay Area, our second location in our Greatest Cities in Sports series. Thank you for joining us on this. Today we are going to be getting into the four teams of San Francisco and the Bay Area, a region which really has not necessarily been as stable as some of the other major cities in sports. For those of you who had not watched the first episode in this series, the city of Miami, what we are doing is we are going to be doing a 5-year realistic rebuild of 4 major sports in the same city to be able to compare at the end and see what is the greatest city in all of American sports. Now, to put the caveat for those who also haven't seen it, I am fully aware that the NHL and the San Jose Sharks, in this case in the Bay Area, are a very reputable sport, but I don't want to do sports I don't have much knowledge on because I don't feel like it would be a very good video and very entertaining for you. So, sorry to those who are looking for any hockey or any soccer. Those sports I don't have enough knowledge on to be able to represent. So, in the Bay Area, we are in a unique position where this region has changed a lot over the last 10 years. From originally having 3 teams in Oakland, 2 teams in San Francisco, and then having, the Sharks in San Jose, to now having no teams in Oakland, and then 2 teams in San Francisco, 1 team not even, really in the area at all. And we're kind of in a unique spot. So, the 4 teams we are going to be rebuilding that are considered the Bay Area to me are going to be the San Francisco Giants of the MLB, located in San Francisco, the champions of the 2010, 2012, and 2014 World Series, the San Francisco 49ers in the NFL, who have made it to the NFC Championship game and won that several times and have not been able to get over the hump in the Super Bowl. The Golden State Warriors, now located in San Francisco, who won their first 3 titles in Oakland and their last one here in San Francisco. And our last place, which was kind of a toss-up for me, as we are doing college football as our 4th location. And there are 2 teams that are located in the Bay Area with Cal and Stanford, but we are going to move and pick specifically Stanford. I think that that's probably a more representation. I actually had to go look up and see what people in the Bay Area considered their team. Note, apparently on the internet, they don't take any team. They don't like college football. We're going to change that. Stanford will be the way. And so our first team that we want to look at is the San Francisco Giants. Now, within these 4 teams and the way we do our scoring system, it's really important to note that we're trying to make sure teams are stacking up the possibility of getting championships at the same time. And the Warriors and the 49ers are in contention. The Giants are slightly out of it. They're a really good team. They've made some good free agent signings. This past season, they brought in Willie Adames, who I think is a really good free agent signing. They brought in Matt Chapman 2 years ago. They brought in Justin Verlander. He's not really relevant in this case, but Jung-Hoo Lee, a bunch of pieces that I think are in their mid-late 20s, meaning that this team is probably right on the edges of contention and just needs a little bit more to get over the hump. I like the idea of the Giants probably being one of the more consistent teams inside this because their window is probably a little bit larger. With a lot of guys newly signed to their contracts, the Giants are going to be in a position to compete for the next 5 years if they can get away from the Diamondbacks, the Padres, and the Dodgers all being in their same division. The most recent champion of our teams here in the Bay Area, the Golden State Warriors, are in a little bit of a different spot. Their window is much shorter. They actually have to probably win right now while they still have Steph Curry and now Jimmy Butler on the team. Jimmy Butler recently just signed an extension. Curry is still here. Draymond is still here. But this team doesn't necessarily seem like they are in a great position to compete. It's a question mark of how they can get the back ends of their roster to just get them just enough over the top so that Curry, their ceiling raiser, their floor raiser, can actually push them right over the hump to actually win a title. With Butler, Curry, and Green all being in their 30s, we have a very short window here to try to compete before we're going to have to try to rebuild this team in an instant, establishing a new core, a new roster. Hopefully, Curry can play for a couple more years, and we don't have to worry about that until 2028 and 2029. But the real powerhouse in the Bay Area is actually the San Francisco 49ers, who recently just signed Brock Purdy to a 5-year, $265 million extension, meaning we will have a quarterback for the future of this rebuild. Mr. Irrelevant is no longer in a position of being one of the cheapest, best value contracts in all of football. What that means as we look forward for the next several years is this fantastic roster of players across the board in Brandon Ayuk, Christian McCaffrey, Trent Williams, George Kittle, defensively Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, is not going to be a team that's going to be able to upstand and hold on to these players forever. In fact, they're going to start running into cap issues sooner rather than later, meaning we are going to have to do our best to draft very, very well and to try to get the most value we can when replacing some of these guys as we build our roster together. The hope is that Purdy is good enough to be able to continue to keep us over the hump. But it's the NFL, and you never know what's going to happen, especially when there are a lot of powerhouses in the AFC side. Our benefit is we are in the NFC, the weaker of the two divisions. Meanwhile, Stanford's not necessarily in competition whatsoever. They don't really have a good roster. They don't really have a good team. However, they are now finally in a conference that is going to get some respect in college football because the Pac-12 never did, and they are going to be sitting here in the ACC. Our hope is that we can turn this team back to its former glory with Andrew Luck, but I have my doubts. This is something that we've struggled with so far, but my hope is that we can find some way to build a roster, a interesting team for essentially a college that hasn't seen a whole lot of production since Andrew Luck left. Now, thankfully, we do have a starting quarterback who is a freshman in Elijah Brown, who hopefully will develop over the next several years and become a legitimate good starting quarterback. And so we're going to be starting off here with the Giants, who play first chronologically here in 2025. The big thing with this team that I'm thinking is we need to probably get as many pitchers as possible. I think our position players and our players that we have to develop in the position, so like outfield, are going to be okay. While I still will want to get some, I don't think that we need to really invest heavily into them. Pitching, though, we will. And a big thing we're probably going to do is spend a lot of money in free agency to try to bring in another ace to go alongside Logan Webb. I don't necessarily believe that the rest of our starting pitching staff has a whole lot of potential. The bullpen, on the other hand, definitely does. I like a lot of the bullpen arms that we have. The question is, can they continue to perform at a level that we're hoping to see out of them? When it comes to the lineup, I like everybody here. I think that we have a fantastic roster. Yastrzemski is probably the only guy who we will replace, but we'll just wait till his contract's up or until he's too old and doesn't want to get signed, because I like every player on this team. Fitzgerald is a player I really enjoy, really good on base percentage type player. Lamont Wade has been good. Jung-Hoo Lee is a good contact guy. Helio Ramos can hopefully perform more against righties because he's good against lefties. I just need more against righties. And then we have Willie. I love Willie as a Brewers fan. Wish he was still in Milwaukee, but he's not. Flores is pretty good. Chapman is an elite third baseman, and Patrick Bailey is one of the best defensive catchers in all of baseball. The question is, can we get over the hump with this team? There's still a chance we're going to go for some free agents, and we also have Bryce Eldridge here, who is somebody who can come up here soon. So this season, we're really focused on seeing if we can make a wild card with this roster. I don't want to have to sell on any of our prospects to get pitching at the deadline, but we might have to. But otherwise, trying to draft well, make sure we are set up for success, and maybe we're going to trim some salary if we're not, so that way we can sign some guys in free agency this year to build a really good team for 2026. Halfway through the scouting season in the major leagues, I think I found one of the greatest pitchers I've ever seen, just considering his stats as well as his already being 63 to 68 overall. This is like a Cy Young candidate as soon as this guy comes into the majors, and he's a lower overall. This is the type of candidate I love, but the thing with this team that I'll have to mention is because of the Willy Adames move that we made, there's not a whole lot of actual picks that we have the ability to do. We don't have our second round pick. We have no compensatory picks, so we're going to have to hit big on that first pick and get lucky on the later ones. I like that pitcher, but also Felipe Marrero, if he's there, is a phenomenal find at what he's originally supposed to be 24. Love the contact, love the vision and discipline. This is a guy I really want to get. But I am doing something I don't normally do. I'm discovering prospects because we only have late picks. I'm going to use discovery. I've done it for the last couple rebuilds after doing my scouting video, and it's not worked out once yet. So I'm hoping this can be, I don't know, something different. Just give me something to be able to use. But here, before we get to the NBA draft and the NBA offseason, we are sitting at 41 and 36. We've actually kind of went on a little bit of a slide. You see 3 and 7 in our last 10. We had a series against the Dodgers, and we lost a series to the Rockies. Yeah, we're at a little bit of a slide here in June, but I think we're in a good position. This is a potential playoff team right now. We are still sitting in the wild card because the NL has been terrible thus far this season. So I think we have our shot to be able to make it. I'm hoping we can find some good prospects in scouting. Haven't been able to find any in discovery. At least nothing like interesting yet. But we'll see what we can do. But it's time to get to the Warriors, the draft, and their offseason. The Mavericks don't take Cooper Flag. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The Spurs, who are just going to be gifted Cooper Flag? I hate you so much, Dallas. When I say we're old, I mean we're old, because it hurts to see the Spurs be able to get Cooper Flag, because this team is just not in a good position to be able to keep this thing together. We got Pods, who did get a little bit better. Moody got a little bit better. Kuminga didn't, but Green got worse. Butler got worse. Payton got worse. I brought in Dinwiddie. He got worse. Post got worse. He's 25. He got worse. I brought in Love. He got worse. Buddy Hield significantly got worse. Yeah, we're going to have to, I mean, hopefully Curry can just kind of bring us over the top, but yeah. And so it's not exactly a star-studded lineup to go, but hey, that's what they get from the Jimmy Butler trade. It's kind of, and the extension. This is the direction they wanted to go in. We're going to change that direction, by the way. But for now, this is what we got. And the hope is that Curry can put together, I guess, an MVP-like season. But I have my doubts for the 37-year-old point guard. So you just got to talk trash to the game. If you talk trash to the game, they give you what you want. Let's hope this guy's actually good, because I want him. In the 3rd round, that is. So for the MLB draft, we're kind of leaning heavily on this, just getting Felipe Marrero. If he's not there, I don't know what to do. There's a lot of top-end talent, I think, but this guy's amazing. Amazing. I need him. There's also this guy, Aguilar, who could be available. We do have pick 13, so there's a good chance. Dwayne Talbot is the top guy that was on the board. I don't even think he looks as good as Marrero, but like top ranked guy on the board, we'll take him. And this was the guy that we had there, so he wasn't good. I just don't have luck with discovery. It's just terrible. We find better guys that were just like randomly ranked lower. If Marrero is not there, Silva is probably the best possible guy we can get there. There are some non-ranked pitchers. There are some non-ranked guys that we found, but like, yeah. This draft is entirely dependent on Felipe Marrero. So lucky. I was scared. Seeing all the position players go off the board there, they scared me a lot. But Felipe Marrero is here. We are going to take him. That is our future first baseman. I hope he's on the higher end of each of those spectrums. But yeah, this is a can't-miss prospect. And so at the All-Star break, we have a 3.5 game lead in the wild card. Pretty good security, I suppose. Though, the Padres and Diamondbacks are catching up. So there's still a chance we don't make it, but I'm pretty confident we played pretty well so far this season. I wish the offense was a little bit better, but 53 and 44, we are holding that second wild card spot, and the Dodgers are dominating this season. So it's a question of, if we make it to the wild card, doesn't matter. This team is stacked. Just hope that the NL East kind of cannibalizes itself a little bit. When we take a look at All-Stars this season, I don't know. I really don't feel like we've had a lot of really good production. I guess Ryan Walker. I mean, look, 3.92 ERA from your closer. If that's our All-Star, I'm not very excited about it. And I'm going to guess, Lamont Wade did make it too. 245, 5 home runs for him. So there's that. Tyler Fitzgerald's an all-star. Okay, so we actually had a couple. Tyler Fitzgerald, 19 home runs. 340 on base, 277. I said I liked him. I didn't think he was going to be that good. But yeah, not necessarily a great season so far for us, but hey, I'll take 3 all-stars from Wade. Especially excited about Tyler Fitzgerald. I love to see that. I'm thinking what we could do, knowing that we have a shot here at making it. I'll see if I can get a starting pitcher off of the block from somebody, but the question of whether or not there will be something available for cheap, because I don't want to give up like Eldridge or anything like that. We'll see what we can do just to see potential prospect, to see if we can get something. And so, since we decided we were going to buy here at the deadline, Sandy Alcantara is going to be the guy I'm going to go after. He hasn't been the best this season, but he does have 3 years of team control. And we can get him for Reggie Crawford and Mason Black. I might throw in another C potential prospect for him. We'll just throw in David VR as well. Just so that it's a little bit more balanced. But we could have got him for just Crawford and Mason Black, and I'll take that because I think that having the 3 years of team control over Alcantara would be fantastic. It works out really well for us because that does give us a potential ace if he develops and returns back to his previous form. I mean, it's a low overall for him already to start, but we'll take this deal, and I guess that'll improve our starting pitching staff for the rest of the season. Because we're bringing in Alcantara, that means I'm actually going to have to clear up a spot on the roster. And the way we're going to do that is I am going to DFA Robbie Ray because he has been terrible. Honestly, he really hasn't been good outside of his Cy Young season. I struggle to understand, realistically, why this dude got a big contract, knowing that he really only has had one good season in his career. And I don't want him because this has been terrible from him. So I'm hoping that this will fix a little bit of our pitching because we're on a little bit of a slide right now. We have lost 10 straight games right now. This is falling apart real fast. Do we sell? Do we pull an Angels? Circa 2023? Do we sell? Okay, a little patience. We won five in a row now, so okay. This is why you don't pull an Angels circa 2023, because it never worked out for them. I'm really happy we got Felipe Marrero, because this dude is going to be fantastic. He starts at 66. That's really close to the top of what we were looking at. I mean, he's 59 to 68, and we got 66, meaning he will be here in like 2 seasons. Felipe Marrero is phenomenal. Good contact, good vision, good discipline, good clutch rating. I mean, this is a guaranteed star, I think. It means that, to me, I have to question it, like, what am I going to do with Bryce Eldridge? Because if this guy can only play first, I want him playing first. Keo Burton, low overall, decent potential. Guevara, low overall, decent potential. Almonte, very low overall, good potential. And then a reliever, low overall, decent potential. We did okay in the rest of this draft, but yeah, not hitting on any of those discovery picks hurts because I just can't seem to hit on it. And the Willy Adames contract, getting rid of, our second rounder where we could have got Silva. Oh my God, do I want this guy. 66 overall, high walks, high hits per 9. But hey, we get Willy Adames. Willy Adames or Fernando Silva? That's the question. That's what we basically made that exchange for. I'll take Willy, I think, because the shortstop. And here was the discovery guy, Eric Winkler. Yeah, that's why I'm just gonna keep justifying. I'm starting a rift here in the MLB the show community. My money ball and my reality is that the least effective thing is discovery. It never works. It never works. Never works. At least not for me. So maybe other people feel that way. But I generally see people say, oh my God, it's the greatest thing. How could you not use discovery? I don't know why it doesn't work for me. It never works. Despite getting our, stud first baseman, I still did sign Lamont Wade to an extension and Kyle Harrison to an extension because I found that I could get those two guys for really, really cheap, and I just wanted to do that. So that is a good addition, I think, for the next 5 years to at least have those guys locked up. Thankfully, we stayed pretty patient so far because now we are 76 and 61. We are in a pretty good position now to hold on to this wild card spot. 5 games up on the Diamondbacks, who are also very good. So there's still a shot that we do lose it. It's going to be close. But within this spot that we're in, I'm pretty confident that we'll be able to hold on to the rest of this season. If we look at our calendar for the last month, we have a series against Colorado. 2 series against Colorado, actually. But the big one being we play Arizona for 2 straight series this last month. We also play the Dodgers, so that's going to be tough, but we have some we have some at least one-on-one series to finish the season off for us to make the postseason. I'm hoping we can do that. As we're starting the college football season, it's safe to say this team is not necessarily in as good of a spot as the other teams are. We're not as good of an organization or a program here, and being an ACC is going to be very tough for us as somebody who's not very competitive right now. We do have some players that I like to look at, and that's Elijah Brown being one who, as a redshirt freshman, will start all 4 years for us, and I'm hoping he could develop. He is a 3-star, but he's at least an impact 3-star, so I'm hoping we can see some decent development out of him. We have Spencer Irvin here at running back, who's a junior, could be, or not Spencer, Cedric Irvin here, who could be something interesting at wide receiver. We have Jalen Moss, who is a redshirt junior, who I think could be a stud if we get some good passing out of Brown. Tight ends are okay. Offensive line, we do have a few decent offensive linemen, especially in Makula, but no center. We're going to get crushed, I think. And defensively, we don't have a whole lot of standout guys either. I think outside of probably David Bailey here at left outside linebacker, I'm not seeing a whole lot of standout players. I don't know if we're really going to be in contention for anything. Essentially, the way I see it is this year, our goal is to develop Brown so that he can be something interesting in the next couple years, get a bunch of recruits in, because the ACC is going to be tough for us to win. And if we can just make some bowl games, maybe we can get ourselves in position to make a run for a college football playoff over the next 5 years. Now, we are going to be pursuing some 5 and 4-star guys. Now, whether or not we're able to get them, I think is going to be entirely dependent on our performance this season, because finding players that have the actual like traits and values that are Stanford, academic lifestyle, the campus lifestyle. I mean, this is one of the smartest colleges in all of, I guess the Power 5 pro sports. So that's not normally a trait you find within 5-star prospects and 4-star prospects. I'm hoping that we can get some, but we're just going to try to do what we can to get as many guys from California as possible. I could completely fail, though, because USC and UCLA are still here, and then obviously the big hitters exist, too. And we're starting our schedule with Hawaii before San Jose State and Penn State here in the month of September. Not a whole lot of chances, honestly, to compete. I'm hoping we can win 2 of the 3 of those games, but it's going to be tough. We just need to get to 6 wins. That's what we're pursuing to get a bowl game. I'd call that a good start to the season, taking on Hawaii with 3 sacks from David Bailey in our first game of the season. He also gets National Defensive Player of the Week. Very disappointing, as we are unable to get this gem quarterback who's from Washington. He does commit to Washington. We were so close to getting him. I put a lot into trying to get him, and sucks. So the thing that's good is that I guess that we have quarterbacks, but sucks to lose out on a 4-star gem quarterback, especially after a dominant victory here. An absolute shootout in Stanford versus Penn State. 644 yards of offense to 592. We end up winning this game 54-42. I guess there's Penn State, but look, I mean, that helps. You lose Drew Aller, that helps us win. I guess that's probably why we did. But Elijah Brown, 300 yards, 4 touchdowns in that one. 138 and 2 for Cedric Irvin. I keep saying it wrong. It feels like it should be Irwin or like something else. 86 big touchdown from him. Do we get any defensive numbers? A half sack from Galvin, half sack from Tafiti. I mean, really, looks like we just scored touchdowns. That means we're 3-0. And we miss out on the other big QB too, Darren Graves. We fall to 3rd on the board. He goes right to USC. Not a good start for us in the recruiting department this season. But coming off of beating Penn State, San Jose State, and Hawaii, we are 3-0 and now ranked 24th in the nation as we enter October. Meanwhile, in the NFL, we have the San Francisco 49ers. I did get some free agents who were left over and signed. Keenan Allen being one of those guys who I brought back in. Simply, Juwan Jennings is starting off the season injured, so I figured we could use a veteran presence in that second wide receiver spot while Jennings comes back, with Pearsall being the 3rd guy. Raheem Mostert was available, so, that's like a Shanahan thing. I feel like you got to bring Mostert back. Those guys are just all trading Mostert off. The offensive line's a little weak, but I think that's where we're going to be looking a lot in the draft. Our defense is also terrible. I did get Stephon Gilmore, but that's the only reason that the cornerback room even looks decent. Yeah, defensively, this team has a long way to go. This is not the team that was in the Super Bowl a couple years ago. It's a long ways from that, and with the monetary constraints of Brock Purdy's contract now, we're gonna be grinding to actually build a good team here. But we have a quarterback, we have a running back, we have a number 1 receiver, we have a number 1 tight end, we have a number 1 left tackle, we have a number 1 edge rusher, we have a number 1 middle linebacker. It's just filling out the rest. So let's get into our first season here with the 49ers. We got absolutely smacked by the Patriots in week 4. No offense. Like, we're supposed to be a really good offensive team with the weapons that we have. 187 passing yards, 64 rushing yards. That's a rough way to go. And Purdy, I need more. McCaffrey, I need more. That's rough. And so our team that should be the best technically in this Bay Area is not off to a good start. 1-3 to start off this. As we move towards the month of October, maybe the Giants will be able to get their way into the playoffs here, and we won't have to worry about the absolute disappointment we're seeing out of the 49ers. Thankfully, Stanford is sitting at 3-0, meaning I'm pretty sure they're going to be able to make a bowl game at that. I don't think they're going to be a college football playoff team or ACC championship game, but bowl game probably on the table. If San Fran doesn't put this together, that's not a playoff team. 49ers, that is. But our lead in the wild card race has absolutely dissolved, and the Diamondbacks are a half game behind us as we have lost 3 in a row after a series with the Dodgers. And I think a lot of this is going to determine right here as we have a 3-game series with the Diamondbacks. If we can take a big lead in this one, we sadly do have the Dodgers after this, but we have St. Louis and Colorado, who are both bad teams. If we can win this series against the Diamondbacks, I have a lot of faith. Game 1, Verlander versus Zach Gallen. 0-7 loss. We get annihilated in that one. The Diamondbacks have now taken the wild card spot from us. Game 2, Logan Webb versus Corbin Burns. We lose another. They are now way ahead of us. Jordan Hicks versus Fott. Please turn it around, guys. Thankfully, we do. We lose the series to the Diamondbacks, meaning this is going to be a close race here at the end. And we get swept by the Dodgers right afterwards. I mean, come on. Don't fall apart on me now, Giants. We get swept by the Dodgers, but we're only a half game back from the Diamondbacks because they also just got swept. So, or 1 game back. 6 games till elimination, and the Brewers have fought their way back into this race now, as we have St. Louis and Colorado to determine whether or not we're going to make it to the postseason. We really cannot afford the collapse. So, Hicks versus Liberatore in this first game of this St. Louis series, we lose 3-5. We pretty much got to win 4 of these next 5, I would think. Alcantara versus Fetty. We get swept by the St. Louis Cardinals. We don't have a whole lot. 2.5 games back on the Diamondbacks. A sweep and they need to get swept. Who do they play? The Diamondbacks have the Padres here, as we have the Rockies. So, game 1 against the Rockies. Verlander versus Marquez. We win that one 9-4. We're going to run as if we don't know. If we win this one, maybe we'll check. There's no way we made it. We're probably eliminated. It looks like they won a game. They won both. We somehow missed the playoffs after being significantly ahead going into this last run here. We had a terrible month of September for the Giants, and we are going to miss the playoffs. It's a rough way to go out. A loss to the Rockies. Just looking at this calendar is depressing because we were 76-61 going into this last month, and we went 6-19. That's how we missed the playoffs. And if we looked at it in the wild card race, I mean, obviously we just needed to not have the worst last month ever. If we win 10 games in the month of September, we make the playoffs. Instead, we win 6. Taking a look at awards, Shohei Ohtani wins the MVP, hitting .334 for 60 home runs and 160 RBIs. Insane season from Shohei Ohtani. Cy Young also to Shohei Ohtani. How much WAR did he rack up this season to get that? So offensively, or this is the pitching number, 3.9 WAR this season with a 3.32 and a 1.34 whip and 221 strikeouts. And with the bat, 214 hits, 161 RBIs, 114 OPS, 10.6 WAR. That's 14.5 WAR. That's 14.5 WAR from Shohei Ohtani. That's insane. Doesn't get the batting title. No Triple Crown, though. Oh my God. He was close to having it in both, though. He almost had a double triple crown. Okay. On the AL side, Devers gets the MVP. 281, 45 home runs, 125 RBIs for the Boston Red Sox. In the Cy Young, Garrett Crochet with a 3.05 ERA and 188 strikeouts. I think that's probably more deservingly to like a Cole Ragans or Joe Ryan, but 17 wins for Crochet gets him that. League leaders on the NL side, Juan Soto gets a 334 average to lead the way in the National League. Your hits leader is 214 from Shohei Ohtani. As we just checked, he led in doubles. He led in home runs with 60, 20 more than Kyle Schwarber, and led the way in RBIs with 161. Saves goes to Evan Phillips, who had 59 saves for the Dodgers, and the ERA crown goes to Paul Skeens, the 277, and strikeout leader Shohei Ohtani with a obscene 221 strikeouts. On the AL side, Aaron Judge leads the way with a 325 batting average for the New York Yankees. Hits leader Josh Smith of the Texas Rangers gets 201 hits, breaks the 200 barrier, and your home run leader Rafael Devers with 45, Judge and Rooker right behind him, giving Devers also the RBI lead. Saves leader in the AL is Lucas Erceg, who had 55 saves for the Kansas City Royals, with Weaver right behind him. ERA crown goes to Joe Ryan of the Texas Minnesota Twins. Nathan Eovaldi of the Texas Rangers was right behind him. And then in strikeouts, Cole Ragans leads the way with 206 for the Kansas City Royals. Honestly, that Cy Young probably goes deservedly to Cole Ragans, as I am making the decision. Our Hall of Fame pitcher, Justin Verlander, has a pretty mediocre final season. It's not bad, but 81 strikeouts isn't going to help him with much. 4.41 ERA, 137 whip in this. Does have a positive WAR, but he gets sent down to AAA. He's going to retire then for us. Anybody else get sent down? Doesn't look like it. When we go to our major league staff, Spencer Bivens, 243 with a 107 whip in the bullpen. That's pretty good to see. Tristan Beck, 299 with a 103. Also good. Tyler Rogers, 394 is a little high, but the 113 whip is pretty good. So not that bad from one of our more expensive relievers. Birdsong, 309 with a 119 whip. Eric Miller, probably our worst reliever here, but he's also a lower overall, so I understand it. Walks behind is pretty low. I think I might get rid of him. I don't like his stats. Camilo Duvall, 345 with a 122 whip for him, a little overpaid. He's not going to perform very well. Randy Rodriguez, though, very good, 244 with a .87 whip. And Ryan Walker, high ERA, but 116 whip is pretty good to see. 37 saves, 9 blown saves, though, on the season. Don't like to see that. Logan Webb, our ace, with a 3.58 and a 1.25 whip this past season. Jordan Hicks was terrible. Just all around really, really bad. 5.01 ERA, 1.51 whip. I think we're paying him $11 million. We're also paying Alcantara $11 million. And that's a significant difference of production value in that. And then Leonard Rout, 3.68, 1.28 whip. Pretty good for essentially a rookie starting pitcher for us this year. I like that. We're going to need to get another starter in this offseason. We are going to be signing a free agent. And yeah, because Verlander's gone. And did somebody pick up Robbie Ray after we DFA'd him? That's hilarious. Taking a look at the lineup, we had a pretty mediocre year from a lot of guys here. 220 from Sam Huff off the bench. Wasn't that bad. Wisely, 277. I'd like to see that as our platoon lefty second baseman. Luis Matos, 256. Not bad in his 35 games. He could possibly come up next year. Casey Schmidt, or, have an actual place in the lineup is what I mean by that. Casey Schmidt with a 235 average. Okay, whatever. Tyler Fitzgerald, 261. 29 home runs from Tyler Fitzgerald. Didn't expect that level of power. He does go down against lefties for contact, but 46 doubles, 10 triples, 29 home runs. A lot of extra base hits for Tyler Fitzgerald. I'll take that from him. 2.4 WAR from him as well. Lamont Wade, who we signed to an extension, 255 average with 8 home runs and 52 RBIs on the season. Jung-Hoo Lee, 275 with also 8 home runs on the season. Helio Ramos, 22 home runs, 273 average from him. That's what I like to see. 352 on base percentage. That's a pretty good player for us. Mike Yastrzemski in probably his last year. I don't know if we're going to let him leave, though. Like, do you really want to see him anywhere else? Probably not. I think we'll just bring him back to be a platoon bat this next season. He should be much cheaper than $9 million. 252 average, 22 home runs for him was pretty good. Willie Adames, 312 average, 26 home runs, 81 RBIs, massive increase across the board in stats. Very good to see. 415 on base, 993 OPS, 6.1 WAR. That's a really good free agent signing. I know we didn't have our second round pick, but I'll take that for this. That's a great trade-off. Wilmer Flores, yikes, 216. 243 for Matt Chapman with 20 home runs to still play Gold Glove level defense. I'm going to hope. Did he get one? No Gold Glove for him this past season. And then Patrick Bailey, 234, 6 home runs, 298 on base. I still want him to get a little bit better at getting on base this upcoming year as we go, because he's one of the best defensive guys, and you can see that from his last year's Gold Glove and the 99 fielding and all that. I want him to be able to continue to play this level of elite defense, because you're not going to find a catcher that produces that level of value. 100% fielding percentage, no errors this past year. So, yeah, I like him. I just need some better production across the bat from getting on base from him, getting better hits. We're going to try to make sure that he improves that in that category. But that means that next year, I think what we have to look at is probably increasing and getting ourselves another ace in the starting rotation, and then maybe a little bit around the edges in the outfield I could see. But I really like this team, like where we're at. Just disappointing that we fell apart here at the end of the season. And our first commit for the Stanford Cardinals is going to be Timothy Westerman from Honolulu, Hawaii. The middle linebacker, 4-star to start it off. I have a feeling, amongst anything, it's going to be just a pain to deal with Oregon. I went all in on this running back, Amari College, and the fact that they were able to take him last second, that's terrible. That's a really annoying too, because it's not much I could really do about it. You know, I went all in every single week on this guy. We had all the traits, and we just weren't able to get him. That's going to happen for a lot of guys here. We had Rawlings number 1 the entire time. Cal beats us at the end. And Oregon takes College from us at the end, too. And I think the big thing is we just lost that game. If we win against Pitt, and now we're on a little bit of a slide here, things might be different. Maybe we get those 2 guys. It's hard for me to generally quantify why we are bad, but having Bailey be injured and having really no secondary help at all this season is probably why we are now sitting at 3-3 going against Virginia next, 0-3 in the ACC, and one of the worst recruiting classes because we just keep losing games. Brock Purdy, just ending a little bit of the slide here, getting a really good game. 5 touchdowns, 1 sack only, 28 for 32. That's really, really accurate for him as we do take down the Arizona Cardinals and thankfully can win a game in one of the sports. And taking a look at our first mock draft of the season, and has us taking a right tackle, Jarius Graham out of South Carolina at pick 9. I'm hoping that we're not actually picking this high. So we do need tackle. That's not something that I'm going to ignore. We are focused on that too. So maybe more Paul Holiday, maybe or Xavier Holloman. Once we actually put it together, I'm hoping that we are a playoff team here. We also find ourselves in a pretty good position free agent-wise, because I just have Keenan Allen here, Miles Murphy, Stephon Gilmore, all guys that I could go without. I don't need them. So we might be able to make something happen in free agency, though I'll state there's not exactly a lot of guys that are going to be available in free agency, but it's possible. However, the Bears did have Braxton Jones on the block, and knowing that tackles are going to be hard to come by if we can't get one in the first round, it doesn't hurt to go after one. We are making a trade, the 3rd this year, a 4th next year, and a 7th next year for Braxton Jones. That should help us move on in order to be able to get a official tackle on the opposite side of Trent Williams. But it leads us to a pretty big game here against the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm hoping what we can do is we can turn this into a nice 4-3 start, but the Chiefs are 5-0. I feel like this is a good big game. Let's just go advance it and watch it live. See, the Chiefs are a phenomenal offense, which is crazy because they shouldn't be. But we lose that one 36-26. We are going to have Sunday Night Football against Dallas up next. But also, it's time for another team to start their season in San Francisco. And not a bad way to start off the season. We do beat the Lakers 136-125 with 43 points out of Steph Curry. Started the season 9 for 16 from 3. with 5 steals too. Also really, really cool there. I'm hoping what we can do this season, especially in the development, because as I'm thinking about our team, is we can do something to make it so that Kuminga can get more play. It's something that like Steve Kerr hasn't done very, very well with the Warriors over the last couple of years, is actually implement guys that aren't Steph Curry. And what my goal is essentially to try to usurp the problems of Steve Kerr. But Curry's going to have to carry us until we're able to do so. And a couple games into the season, I haven't seen any of that. I mean, Kuminga technically is our second leading scorer right now. 47% from the field to start off, but 29% from 3. I mean, Curry hasn't been good from 3 yet either to start, but yeah, not a great start to the season. Curry is doing Curry things, I guess. I don't really know how to describe it other than Curry things. The rest of the team is not pulling their weight. We are 5-8. And, yeah. So, all that thing I just said about Kuminga, I guess Steve Kerr gets to be Steve Kerr this year. Curry, can you average 40? If I can get more games like this, yes, just give me more games like this. 657 yards of offense. Virginia was 5-2. We smacked them 59-7. And Elijah Brown, I like him. I like him a lot. Who'd he pass to? Moss? Ho ho ho! But then we follow up games like that with games like this. Like, okay, better offense than them. But we just didn't convert because, yeah, can't lose to SMU, guys. Can't lose to SMU. But that's what we want to see. 6-4 means that we are going to be going to a bowl game. We get the boost up. I'm still a terrible recruiting class, by the way, so far. But we'll be going into a bowl game, and we have a rivalry game at Cal to cement it. I'm hoping that we can win this one here in the Bay. 3-6. I mean, come on. This is supposed to be the good team. 3-6. Now, we're a good offense, but we are just an awful defense. And so, I know he's not real, but goodbye. What is your purpose? What is your purpose on this team? Like, dude, I brought in Stephon Gilmore off the scrap heap, and he's better than you. I know it's a completely different position, but okay. Rookie, better than you. Better than you. Kevin Givens is better than you. Off the scrap heap, better than you. Just, oh my God, I hate Nick Bosa. I think our only saving grace is that the NFC West is awful. 4-9 is only 2 games out. So, as we look at Week 15, 16, 17, 18, 4 games left. One of them against the Rams. We kind of have to win this one. So, can we beat the Rams? If we beat the Rams on Thursday night, maybe we'll have a shot. Oh, maybe we'll have a shot. All right. I love how it's 3 weeks. Exactly. That's great. It's all down to Mac Jones. Hey, we're somehow back ranked 7-4. We beat Cal. I love it. I love it. Oh. Ooh. Colin Wright. 3 picks, 5 tackles. I have no understanding how I didn't get this guy. Where Arkansas is on this board right now is ridiculous. We were basically an inch away from having him, and they were sitting where Tulane is right now. Like, how did they jump that much? I don't get it. I really don't get it. Your Heisman is Jalen Daniels, the quarterback for Oregon. And I'm going to guess we don't have any, but we are playing the Arizona Wildcats in the Pop-Tarts Bowl. You know we got to win the Pop-Tarts Bowl. So the question is, are we going to be able to pull away and win the Pop-Tarts Bowl against Arizona? Let's just advance and see if we can do it. I'm hoping we get the Pop-Tart dancing on our side. And oh my God, Oregon. 8-5. We must have won the Pop-Tarts Bowl. We got a dancing Pop-Tart on our field right now. Let's go. We are officially Pop-Tart champions. Good for Teavaru Tafiti, the left outside linebacker. 3 sacks on the day for us in that game. And so we end our season with Elijah Brown having 38 touchdowns and 8 interceptions, 3,600 yards. I want to get the picks down, but I like that out of a freshman quarterback. Very, very good production out of him. When it comes to the rushing game, we need a running back. I'm hoping Cedric Irvin can be better next season. I'm hoping Cole Tabb can be better next season. They're a sophomore and a junior, respectively. So we're in a pretty good position there. And then receiving Jackson Harris, 10 touchdowns on the year, ends up being pretty good as a sophomore. Jalen Moss is coming back. Sam Roush at tight end is coming back. Tiger Backmeyer is coming back. We got a lot of guys that will be coming back next year. The one who won't, sadly, is going to be our left guard, Jake Mikula. I'm hoping he ends up being a top pick in this next year's draft. And defensively, Tafiti ends with 10 sacks on the year. Good year for him, the senior out of Hawaii, ends up with that. 7 sacks from David Bailey, the senior, who missed half the season with a PCL tear. And our interception leader, Colin Wright, the senior cornerback. We might have some guys get drafted. Bailey, I don't think Tafiti will, but a very good production from him this past year. And yeah, we might get some guys drafted. I'm hoping that'll help at least. Offensive lineman, left guard, left outside linebacker, and corner probably. Gunnar Stockton out of Georgia leads the way in passing with 4,500 yards on the season and 50 touchdowns, led the way in that category, though Jalen Daniels was a little bit better this year. This is why it frustrates me, because they had that and then they get every single guy. So good for them, I guess. Leading rusher, Makai Hughes out of Tulane. Whew, 97 overall. Amazing season for him. 21 touchdowns, 1,900 yards on the year. That's crazy. Receiving, Isaiah Myers out of Central Michigan leads the way with 108 catches for 1,500 yards and 16 touchdowns. Touchdown leaders Antonio Williams for Clemson. Comes to defensively, this thing is always pretty wrong, so take it with a grain of salt. It says Julian Simon is the leading sack getter with 12, and the leading interception is Avion Terrell with 8. I don't know if that's always true. Sometimes I feel like, yeah, it's not. 13.5 from Sean Brown in our division. 14 from Luke Pires here. I think defensively they might categorize it by overall, and so I don't necessarily know if there might be a limit, just because there's so many defensive guys on the board. Like if I go receiving ACC, it doesn't change too much, but like, yeah. So there's a little bit of a limit to how this system works. And your national champion ends up being Oregon, getting a 38-3 victory over number 1 seeded Clemson this past season. And, yeah, I hate them. They got all the guys I wanted, and they get to win the whole thing. They're going to be in our way the whole time we're on the West Coast. Now, normally I wouldn't show a Week 18 of 2 6-10 teams, but if the Rams lose at 7-9, I think we have the tiebreaker. So first we have to beat Arizona, and then Seattle has to beat the Rams. Let's see what happens. Are we going to be in the playoffs at 7-10? Oh my God, we are. I mean, we don't really deserve it. Max, we won in overtime. We were down 17-10. We score 7 in the fourth, and we win in overtime. Mac Jones throws 2 picks. Kyler plays terrible. McCaffrey doesn't even play good. Oh, but somehow we get in there. I mean, defensively, who got the pick? I'm going to guess Bernardo Green. We have a little bit of pressure from Nick Bosa, but somehow it was enough. We only gave up 253 yards to the Cardinals. We still almost lost. Meanwhile, the Rams lose 20-17. 2 good games. I mean, they lost to a team that looks like they just got outplayed. Cooper Kupp outplayed Tutu Atwell, but somehow at 7-10, we make the play. I almost wish we didn't, because it's 6-11. That's probably a high pick. Instead, we're going to be a playoff team. And so here's the bracket. We have the Lions, who are the 5 seed. They're a very, very good team. I don't really have a whole lot of faith in us being able to go anywhere with this, but if we beat them, that's cool, right? Like, we shouldn't be here. But anyways, take a look at our end of season stats. Brock Purdy wasn't even that good in the games he was there. Mac Jones was terrible. 24-15 is not very good for Purdy for 2,900 yards in the games that he was able to play. Rushing, McCaffrey doesn't break 1,000, 993 and 6 touchdowns, but we were a losing team, so I guess he didn't get a whole lot of shots. Receiving game, Ayuk did get over 1,000 yards, 1,108 for him. Very, very good. Kittle was 780. Keenan Allen had 700, McCaffrey had 600, and Jennings had 530 when he came back, and doesn't look like Pearsall ever really got a shot then, sadly. Defensively, 119 tackles from Warner led the way. Our sacks leader was Nick Bosa. He heard me talking trash, did get to 7.5. That's still not enough, but we'll take it. And then interception leader, Stephon Gilmore had 5, so not bad. 4 league leaders, Patrick Mahomes leads the way with 4,900 yards, 50 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. A dominant season from him. It's probably an MVP caliber year unless Jalen Hurts ran for, 26 touchdowns like he sometimes does. 40 touchdowns and 5 picks for Hurts. I'm going to guess he's going to be up here, though. Okay, well, Derrick Henry ends up leading the way here with 1,200 yards for the Baltimore Ravens and 13 touchdowns, though the touchdown leader is Najee Harris with 18. Jalen Hurts to get 16. That's dumb, but Jalen Hurts ends up with 56 touchdowns on the year. That might get him an MVP. Receiving leaders, Puka Nacua with 1,685 and 20 touchdowns, 118 catches, just really one-man offense there for them. Very, very good. Rashee Rice right behind him with 19 touchdowns. Defensively, Edgerrin Cooper leads the way with 147 tackles for the Green Bay Packers. Your sacks leader is TJ Watt with 18.5 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the interception leader is Cam Taylor-Britt with 7 for the Cincinnati Bengals. And so we really should just get run out of the stadium here. Though it is our own stadium, I don't necessarily believe we have a whole lot of a chance against Detroit. Let's just see live. Did we win? Oh my God, we didn't win. This playoff game is so bad that the fans in the league are literally debating, should we have divisions anymore? Oh my God, 45-6. We get annihilated. Goff throws for 3 touchdowns. Purdy with 178 yards. Rushing, Gibbs has 68. They had a touchdown from Ali Gordon, touchdown from Montgomery, touchdown from Goff rushing. McCaffrey ends with 19 rushing yards on the game. Receiving wise, Williams had 75. Ayuk did get 72. But yeah. Did they get sacks against us? 1 from Hutchinson, 1 from Anzalone, and Jordan Elliott had 1 for us, and there were no picks in the game. Wow. Right now, we're sitting down here in the 7th seed with the Warriors. I mean, we're above 500, but we're in the West, so that means we're near the bottom of this cesspool of teams right here at the bottom. I mean, I think when I look at this roster, the problem is that we suck, I guess, essentially. Injuries. I mean, no Kuminga. Jimmy just got hurt. We missed Moody for a while. Dinwiddie's been out. I mean, Jimmy's now gone. It's just been terrible. I saw that, thankfully, I mean, Curry's been phenomenal. 53 points. He currently has the season high. And he has been really, really good so far this season. I mean, 33 points per game, 4 and 50, 40, 90 so far. But yeah, if we can't get the rest of the team to just minimally perform, there's no chance. There's no chance. And I did see, thankfully, that Draymond announced his retirement. Thank you. I think now is about a good time to go look at our offseason for Major League Baseball, and I'll remind you that the Braves won the World Series, defeating the Tigers, which is fun. Now, the free agency pool isn't the best this year, so I don't want to go out and waste the opportunity to get a pick, so I'm going to try to avoid any qualifying offers this year. Zach Eflin is the top guy I'm going to pursue this year. Off of the Orioles, he did end up having a good season last year. I mean, not necessarily the best, but that hopefully lowers his value a little bit. I think he's generally been a pretty reliable starting pitcher for Baltimore the last couple of years, or Tampa and Philly and like whatever, you know, a reliable pitcher in general. And I like what he brings to the table, and I think he can be good for us, and I'm hoping that he is. And so he's going to be our main target. I also want to bring in Hunter Harvey because I do like him. I've seen him perform really, really well, and this is my opportunity. We actually have money in San Francisco to spend, something I normally don't get to do. And then we're going to try to make sure that Yastrzemski stays for his last season in San Fran. I really would rather him be here than anywhere else. I saw Braxton Garrett get traded to the Tigers earlier in the year, and they just kind of stashed him right away. He wasn't good for them, never got to play. I don't know why they did it, but they did. Stashed him. I want him. I said I was going to get rid of Eric Miller, and Eric Miller and Tom Murphy are going to get us this stashed 28-year-old starting pitcher. And he's going to make our rotation. And somehow I got him to sign this. I don't know. But I guess we have one of the best value starting pitchers for a long time. Hey, I see a pencil. Actually, a pen. Hunter Harvey coming in 4 years, 5.7 per year. Oh, another one. I didn't even have to click away. Let's just see. How about another one? Are we going to get this one? We do not. So, not going to happen on Zach Eflin. He does not sign, but he doesn't go anywhere else. So maybe we'll still be able to get him. Hey, we got Eflin. 4 years, 14.7 million. A little bit higher than I originally wanted to pay him, but I kind of got pushed to the edge by the A's who were offering him a contract. And so Eflin is going to be our starting pitcher 3, probably. Looks like we'll probably be running Webb, Alcantara, Eflin, Garrett, Hicks. Maybe Hicks to the bullpen. Don't know yet. Oh no, I did a whoops. Now I have Zach Gallen too. Okay, Jordan Hicks is in the bullpen. We have another ace. We do end up getting 3 top 3 round picks. David Bailey goes in the first. Colin Wright goes in the second. Jake Makula goes in the third. I can't pronounce that name, so I apologize if I messed that up. But 3 top guys, and I didn't have anybody leave. But man, we have had a rough recruiting class thus far. Somehow this class was considered 34th ranked in the nation. I think a lot of that relies on that Elam wide receiver that we got. But yeah, not a good class. Hopefully it'll be enough, though, to still contend. I do like that we got receivers, and I think that's good that we got a corner and a middle linebacker. I'll take that from player development. Tab is an 89, and more importantly, Elijah Brown is an 87. We have gone up from an 80 overall team to an 85 overall team. The Minnesota Vikings defeat the Patriots in the Super Bowl? That's hard to believe. 31-14, Vikings beat the Patriots. McCarthy gets the Super Bowl MVP. For awards, Jalen Hurts wins the MVP. Kevin O'Connell, Coach of the Year. Hurts with an Offensive Player of the Year. Khalil Mack gets a DPOY. Matthew Golden, Offensive Rookie of the Year. And Abdul Carter gets Defensive Rookie of the Year. This is just a season from hell for the Warriors. I mean, come on. Now Pods is out too? Maybe we'll make the play-in. I don't even know. Your MVP in the NBA this year is Victor Wembanyama with 22, 12, 3, 1.5, and 2.5. I mean, that's just what he does. Ace Bailey wins Rookie of the Year, so maybe the Mavericks didn't mess it up. They did, but, you know, maybe. That's what they're talking about to themselves. Josh Giddey wins Sixth Man of the Year for the Knicks. Victor Wembanyama DPOY. Most Improved goes to Kello Ware of the Heat. And Devin Booker wins Clutch Player of the Year. Pop was 68 and 14 for the Spurs. They have Cooper Flag. I mean, they have Cooper Flag. Like, come on. All-NBA first team goes Victor, Luka, Jokic, Shea, Tyrese. Second team is Steph, Giannis, Cade Cunningham, Sabonis, Mobley. Third team, Bam, Ja, Embiid, Şengün, and Devin Booker. When it comes to all defensive teams, I don't think we're going to have anybody on it. Nope, because Draymond is washed. And then Ace Bailey, Cooper Flag was the runner-up for the Rookie of the Year race. Taking a look at our season, Steph Curry had a phenomenal year, ends up averaging 32 points per game on the season with 4 assists, 4 rebounds, 1.5 steals. Just misses out on 50-40-90 by going 49% from 3, 41% from the field, and 95 from the free throw line. Phenomenal year from Steph Curry. How many three-pointers did he hit this year? I don't like how this works. I just wish they just had it like this. 412. Yeah, that's pretty good. 412 threes for Steph Curry this year. Pods with 14.8, 5.5, and 3 assists for him. Jimmy Butler, 18 points per game. Kuminga had 15 before he got injured. Moody had 14 points before he got hurt. Hield averaged 10. You know, yeah, the team is bad. Like, look, Draymond Green. Oh my God, he's so awful. I'm glad he's retiring for us. But we do get a scoring title from Steph Curry, who leads the way in the league with 32.4 points per game this season, just beating out Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Rebounds per game leader was Sabonis with 12.8 on the year. Assists was Tyrese Halliburton with 11. Steals leader was Ausar Thompson with 2.3, and your blocks leader Walker Kessler with 2.8. When it comes to field goal percentage, your leader was Derek Lively for the Mavericks with a 65% field goal percentage, and your three-point percentage leader was Kevin Durant, actually, with a 46% three-point percentage. Free throw percentage leader is Klay Thompson, just beating out Steph Curry, who's now on the Kings. Okay. We have pick 19 here in the draft, and the Giants have pick number 1. I actually have a pretty good draft board. A few guys, some favorites, including Nate favorite. But there's a couple guys that I really liked in this class. The big one that I liked a lot is this wide receiver, Gordon DuBose. I put a lot of my favorites down, but this dude was just phenomenal across the board. Really good. I don't think he's going to drop to us, but if he slips, he's somebody who we're going to have. Actually, let me just go to favorites. So these are a bunch of the guys that I liked. I can see right here 2 guys that I've focused on late here in Eason, who is a round 1 to 2 tight end and was originally round 3-4, and an undrafted center who was round 3 to 4. I really like that. I saw that. Another one that I like here is this Jose Jackson, who, when I look at traits, because that's what we generally do here, physicals, Jose Jackson, elite acceleration, elite agility, elite change of direction, elite jumping, elite speed. This dude's going to be phenomenal, and he's supposed to be day 3. We are 100% taking him. A bunch of other guys that had some elite traits that I really liked, and so this is hopefully some of the guys we're going to end up taking. But the question is, what's going to be available to us at pick 19? First off, let's go see who takes the number 1 pick. It is going to be Nate favorite. I would think you would take the left tackle if he's that good. Or maybe they'll take a quarterback. Who dat? That's not Nate favorite. Who are you? That looks like a tackle, though. Patterson? That's a left end. Okay. Yeah, he didn't even come close to falling to me. I saw that name up on the board right away. Cleveland got him. And good for them, because this dude looks phenomenal. Gordon DuBose, top talent. We're still going to get Jose Jackson, so I like that, but I really wanted the top receiver. We made some trades back because there wasn't really anything I liked here, but there was one guy that I did enjoy on my board, and the reason I was able to trade back is because the guys that I like or that are near the top of my board are all guards, and generally guards don't go very high, and we have one guard here sitting with a round 1 grade at, round 1 to 2. There's some other guys. I like this running back here too, but I have to kind of take this shot, I think, at Kamani Gary. I don't know if he'll be the best guard off the board, but the game seems to think he is. We're going to take him. And we stockpiled some seconds and thirds. 16th in true value, got him at 29 with a hidden dev. I think we did pretty well drafting on traits. We got Kamani Gary in the first round, who is a hidden dev left guard. I still have the tutorial things on. Hidden dev left guard. It is 75 overall. We got a tight end here in the second, Eason, who has a hidden dev. He's 21, 74 overall. He was basically, he had elite strength and elite agility. He was the only one with both of those as a possession. That was why I took him. Jose Jackson, hidden dev, and more importantly, 99 speed, 99 excel, 99 agility, 94 jumping. Yeah, this dude was an elite athlete. One of the best we'd seen. And then Marcus Cunningham here was hidden dev as well. From Colorado State. So we had 4 hidden devs, and then Becton was the miss. I think what we could do too is we've talked about doing this. I might wait. Nah, we'll just do it now. We're gonna make a name change. Gary is going to be Makula. Jake Makula from our team. We mentioned the idea of doing this. Some people suggested I do this. I like the idea of doing it. So Jake Mikula is going to stay here, which is great because I'm also still not going to be able to pronounce the guy's name the whole time. So that's what we'd like to see. And we do have the 5 seed, so we didn't even have to worry about being a play-in team. We are going to be able to be a 5 seed here going against OKC in the first round. It's going to be tough for us, I think, but we do have Steph Curry, and so hopefully it'll be enough. First off, let's get through the play-in and see who the rest of the teams that get in. Denver's an 8 seed. Sacramento is a 7. Klay Thompson's on Sacramento. So we have this first one. We are going to be taking on OKC. We win our first game, 118-108 in game 1. Game 2 against OKC is going to be a tied series. They beat us 108, or is that 106, 105? That's a close one. Was that OT? No, they just won at the end. Shea had 34, Curry had 32. Game 3 in the first round, Buddy Hield is a bruised right hip. We are going to have to adjust it manually because the game actually messed up and brought Pods and Kuminga back. I'm not going to put them back in the lineup because they shouldn't be here. We are just going to replace him with Gary Payton and take Hield out of the lineup and just roll like that from now on for the rest of this series, and just give Curry 40 and give Draymond 28. I don't know, and give Jimmy 5. I don't care. Whatever it is, this is not a good team. Game 3. We lose. Game 3. All right, game 4. We lose 3-1, 124-118. They are up 3-1 here, and we do come back. We do win that one, 108-100. Minnesota advances, defeating the Rockets. And in game 6, we are eliminated by the Oklahoma City Thunder. In that one, one of the problems is the game accidentally put those guys back into. They shouldn't have been healthy. That was a torn ACL. It was, they shouldn't have been healthy, so it shouldn't have brought them back. So I had to kind of manually do this. But Curry ends with 44 in game 6, but it's not enough. Team's not good enough. Shea gets 40 in as well as a response. OKC is playing San Antonio, and Dallas is playing Minnesota. New York versus Indiana, and Toronto. So it's pretty much straight chalk here as we go into the second round, going to the conference finals. The Spurs and Dallas advance, and Cleveland and Indiana advances. Dallas with Dylan Harper. Can Indiana two-peat? No, I'm just kidding. I don't know who won that, actually. Victor Wembanyama versus Evan Mobley. The Spurs are playing the Cavaliers in the finals, and your finals winner are the San Antonio Spurs with Victor Wembanyama. 15-11 is enough for finals MVP. And so we end 2025 with no titles across the board and a grand total of 0 points as the Niners made the playoffs but weren't able to do anything. Stanford did win their bowl game, but once again really weren't able to do anything. We did get a scoring title out of Steph that thankfully gave us an extra point. as the Giants had missed the playoffs last year. So a grand total of 0 means so far 2025 San Francisco is the worst year that we've had yet. But I'm hoping that we're in a better position for next year, I think, with a couple of these teams. San Francisco, what we have this next year is going to be Logan Webb, Zach Gallen, Zach Eflin, Sandy Alcantara, Braxton Garrett, Hicks, Raup, Randy Rodriguez, Hunter Harvey is now here as well. I think this is a fantastic pitching staff. Lineup is a little bit limited. I was unable to bring back Yastrzemski. He did sign with somebody else, so Victor Robles, Rule 5 was the only thing I was able to do. And we brought up Bryce Eldridge, who's going to play DH against righties this season. Essentially, we're rolling with it, pretty much running it back, but with a new pitching staff. This should be a playoff team this next year. So, 2025 complete. Soon we will see you in 2026, starting off with the San Francisco Giants before we can see what the Warriors can do in the draft. But that is it, as we are now doing this episodically. So, see you in 2026.
Go